Bit of a hot day today. We've officially entered autumn, but you'd never know because it's very hot, and apparently will be for the next week. So you're probably wondering, what do you do when you're off grid and you need a bit of cooling? Well, the first option is pretty obvious, and that is a fan. Now, I don't know if you remember travelling in old buses in the 1980s or anything like that, and you used to see the bus driver had his own little personal fan. You can still buy those at automotive stores. You can get extremely expensive ones at marine stores, but you can get cheaper ones at automotive stores. You know, cost me about $20. Probably only cost you about $12 or something in the States. And they run direct on 12 volt. And they're small, but they do the job. And the other option is to get a mains powered one and plug that straight in, which is my usual option. The other option is to get an evaporative air conditioner. I've actually got two. Neither is really any good. The reason they are not very good is because they are Chinese junk, and they just don't have big enough evaporator pads. You know, when you've got an evaporator pad that's 1 foot by 1 foot, how much humidity and moisture are you going to get into the air? There's what they call the basically when a water particle is very small, or it is to the point that it is going to basically evaporate and be carried on the air. As that evaporation process occurs, the latent heat is removed from the air, which can, in some really good cases, give you up to 23 degrees Celsius drop in air temperature. I think it may actually be more like 25 or something. It's been a while since I was reading my files on all that. But yeah, they help a lot, but they don't help if the cooling pads in them are not big enough, which is the trouble with both the ones I've got. Having said that, there's another way that always seems to work for me involving evaporative air conditioning, and that is to go down to one of the local rivers and sit around, and it is always so cool in these places. It's lovely. Now, if you're a smarty pants, there's other options that may not exactly be off-grid options, but they are options, and that is going and visiting a relative who, especially old people love being visited because it gets very lonely, and even ones at the nursing homes, it gets lonely in there. Believe me, nursing homes have got good air conditioning, and a lot of older people in on-grid areas have air conditioning, and you can go around there and visit old auntie, what's his name, and she's likely to have the air conditioner on. The other option is if you've got a mate who can never seem to, he's living from 1 week to the next with his pay, you know, he spends it every week, and never sort of seem to save the money up to get a air conditioner, and you do have a bit of extra dollars, you can go and get one of those window mounted ones. I don't mean the big box one, I mean the little one that's got little wheels, like little casters, that sits on the ground, and you got like that big silver tube that goes back to a square plate which you stick in the window space. And believe me, if he hasn't got an air conditioner and he's on the grid and it's stinking hot and you have got an air conditioner, one of those little portable ones, and you turn up with that in the trunk of your car, in the back of your truck, and say, how you going, buddy, let's get this air conditioner going, believe me, he'll be happy to see you, and you'll get to stay for quite a few hours because he probably doesn't want the air conditioner to go himself. You've got the air conditioner, he's got the power. 2 plus 2 equals 4, and both of you can sit there with this thing roaring away, cooling you down. My sister actually has one of these, so she's got quite a big one. They've moved house several times. She's married to a man in the military, and they've moved house several times. And she bought this one quite a while back, and you know, it's worked well, so they've just kept using it. But yeah, you know, these are some of the other ideas, but you got to realise that a lot of the time evaporative air conditioning is good only in places where there's low humidity. If you're up against the coast in Florida or something like that, in the tropics, you can just forget it. You need vapor compression technology. But that is available for trucks. The other option is to get a very, very high quality generator and literally just leave the lid on the side of it open or whatever and just run a mains air conditioner off of that, and they will do it. But yeah, the other one is the sleeper cab systems for trucks. They are 12 volt and 24 volt. I recommend getting a 24 volt system. And they take quite a lot of wattage, and they don't cool a very big space at all, but they are proper vapor compression air conditioners that will run in high humidity areas.